Hello everyone, it's me Luna and I'm continue playing Sydney's World. Let's move it. So, first the down one. No boys rules. Okay. No girls rule. Hi, welcome to the magical school for girls and boys. Mostly girls, so we're not more magical. We must speak with your headmistress at once. It's the prince. Prince Carlyle. She's around somewhere. Check her room. With books, she's always reading. And making us read. Bends down to be and on boy's eye level. Do you know who makes me read? The king. Gasp. Prince Carlyle. I'm going to read more, I promise. Smart move. Greetings, my name is Nolella. The Queen sent me to assist you, yet I feel my purpose will be best served in another manner. If I may take your leave, I would be very interested to speak with some magical humans. Nolella, you are known among us. The head prizes trust you, even though you are an elf. You may proceed. Okay. One reason between the low correlation between individual circumstances and their satisfaction with life is that both experience happiness and life satisfaction are largely determined by the genetics of temperament. A disposition for well-being is a heritable as height or intelligence as demonstrated by studies or twins separated at birth. People who appear equally fortunate vary greatly in how happy they are. Kahneman. The easiest way to increase happiness is to control your use of time. Can you find more time to do the things you enjoy doing? Kahneman. It's true, you're more happy if you can do what you like and spend time with that. Experienced well-being is on average unaffected by marriage, not because marriage makes no difference to happiness, but because it changes some aspects of life for the better and others for the worse. Kahneman. Beyond satiation level of income, you can buy more pleasurable experiences, but you will lose some of your ability to enjoy the less expensive ones. Kahneman. True too. The saturation level beyond which experienced well-being no longer increases was household income of about 70,000 $75,000 now. Sorry for that. The average increase of experienced well-being associated with incomes beyond that level was precisely zero. Kahneman thinking fast and slow. Pretty huge. Let's go to the next room. There is a basic limitation in the ability of our mind to deal with small risks. We either ignore them altogether or give them far too much weight. Nothing in between. Kahneman. True. The idea that our minds are susceptible to systematic errors is now generally accepted. Kahneman. Man. A very wise man once said this about books: improve yourself by reading so that you may learn easily what others labored hard for.
I have no idea what you just said.
every question that you have ever had, many others have had as well. Some smart people have answered those questions and wrote the book, so that other people like you could have the answers too. Thinking?
How many different kinds of snacks are there in the whole world?
Difficulties with statistical thinking lead to puzzling limitation of our mind, our excessive confidence in what we believe we know, and our apparently inability to knowledge the full extent of our ignorance and the uncertainty of the world we live in. We are prone to overestimate how much we understand about the world and to underestimate the whole role of chance in events. Overconfidence is fed by the illusory certainty of hindsight. Kahneman. I'm looking for a book about love. There are a lot of them here, but they all say different things. I don't know which one is right. Just because someone writes a book doesn't mean it's true. You don't need a book to learn about love. So even though there are so many books about love, you are saying I shouldn't read any of them. Then how will I learn about love? I didn't say not to read any of them, but with a topic like love that has many different opinions, there will be many different books in any case. There are many things you will not be able to learn from books. You will need to experience them for yourself.
I love my mom and dad. I don't need to read a book to know I love them.
That's not exactly the type of love I was trying to learn about.
You mean like candy? A book can't tell you what kind of candy is your favorite. Or which yucky vegetables taste the grossest. Like Brussels sprouts.
Looks around. Shh, don't let mom hear you say vegetables are yucky.
Not all of them are. I like carrots and peas and broccoli and, can we talk more about which yucky vegetables are grossest?
A book cannot tell you how you should feel. Only you can decide that. True. As long as we can have cake, I don't care if Cindy is here or not. That's not nice. Well, it's true, and my dad always says to tell the truth. Well, it's not nice, and my dad always says to be nice. Prince Color, what do you think? Both of your dads are right, but sometimes we must make a decision on what is the most right. If saying something that is true may hurt someone's feeling, you must decide whether you need to say it out loud or keep it to yourself. Told ya! No, he agreed with me. She doesn't talk to me. I want cake. Since it's my birthday, everyone should be nice to me. Someone wasn't nice to me lately, so she's not here today. You know who I'm talking about. Cindy. Yeah, I told her not to come. But she's your friend. You mean frenemy. Frenemy is a really common word. The spell herbs was found. What's the spell herb? A very rare and powerful potion that will cure an altered state a monster can put you in, like sleep or confusion. Stomach growls.
Does it cure hunger?
Good question. When asked to reconstruct former beliefs, people retrieve their current ones instead substitution, and many cannot believe that they ever felt differently. Kahneman. Your inability to reconstruct past beliefs will inevitably cause you to underestimate the extent to which you were surprised by past events. Kahneman. The tendency to revise the history of one's belief in light of what actually happened produces a robust cognitive illusion. Kahneman. A general limitation of the human mind is its imperfect ability to reconstruct past states of knowledge or beliefs that have changed. Once you adopt a new view of the world, or any part of it, you immediately lost much of your ability to recall what you used to believe before your mind changed. That's totally true. Hi, I'm Caitlin. These are my sisters, Caitlin and Caitlin.
Isn't that confusing for everyone in your family?
The same question I had. No, they use our middle names.
That makes sense. What are your middle names?
Kaylee, Kaylee, and Kaylee. No, it makes it even more confusing. Gotta go fight some monsters, Caitlin. And Caitlin, you stay here. Bye. Hi, I'm Caitlin. Hi, I'm Caitlin. That's so confusing. Okay, there's the throne room. There's the throne room. The kitty. Let's go to kitty room. The kitty's so static. Oh, not all.
Do you know a wizard named Smoo?
Smoo, yes, that wizard fled in shame when his spell backfired. I've heard he lives on an island near the Temple of the One Palm. Now please be quiet. I'm crafting a new spell for cat owners with Madame Mayao's clean cat spell. Your cat will never rub its butt on the furniture again.
Ew.
So, that's why the couch smells. Did Madame Mayao just say bud? I'm confused. Oh, no, that's fine. Let's go up there. Children should be treated like the sweet little angels that they are.
Agree with that philosophy.
Children should be taught right from wrong. They should be held accountable for bad choices, not given excuses for making them.
I don't know if I like that idea.
If you are taught right from wrong, you can learn not to make the same bad choices over and over again.
Well, I guess. Then we get hugs and treats, right?
The Department of Magical Education agrees that children should be held accountable. That is why we have developed the Schmark and Lark tests, which will be given each month of the year to ensure that the highest standards of magical...
We don't need tests all the time to tell us what we already know. Now, you'll excuse me, I have no more time for this debate. We are having a debate on the best way to teach children. I think we should give them lots of hugs and treats.
I agree with that philosophy.
The big question is, how do you get children to do their
That other
best?
teacher already knows the answer. Hugs and treats.
I've been around here a long time. The answer is that each child is different and the same approach won't work for all of them. There is no way to know ahead of time that will work and what won't.
Huh? How is that an answer?
A wise answer doesn't always make sense the second you hear it. Think about it for a while. That's right, keep thinking. That's one surefire way to get smarter.
Ow! My brain hurts. Just tell me a better answer already.
If it doesn't make sense to you, maybe you're not ready for it yet. After all, we're not born knowing everything. Why, I remember back in the old days. The world makes much less sense than you think. The coherence comes mostly from the way your mind works. Kahneman. Only a few activated ideas in response to an event will register the consciousness. Most of the work of our associative thinking is silent, hidden from our conscious selves. The notion that we have limited accesses to the workings of our mind is difficult to accept because naturally it is alien to our experience, but it is true. You know far less about yourself than you feel you do. Kahneman. I don't know. I think I know everything about me. A reliable way to make people believe in falsehoods is frequent repetition because familiarity is not easily distinguished from truth. Kahneman. If you follow your intuition, you will more often than not err by misclassifying a random event as systematic. We are far too willing to reject the beliefs that much of what we see in life is random. Sad.
What's wrong?
My friend told me not to come to her birthday party.
I think you should talk to her about it. My dad always tells me not to sit around feeling sorry for myself. He says to do something about it, to make myself feel better.
I'm not sitting around feeling sorry for myself.
Yeah, that's what I told my dad too. He didn't agree with me. Anyway, if you want to go to the party, you should talk to the girl to find out why she told you not to come. Maybe it was a misunderstanding. She might have thought you did something, but you didn't, or something like that.
Does it work?
What my dad told me to do? I don't know. I never tried it.
What he said does sort of make sense. I will give it a try. I'm going to the party. Unusual events attract disproportionate attention and are consequently perceived as less unusual than they really are. The world in our heads is not a precise replication of reality. Our expectations about the frequency of events are distorted by the prevalence and emotional intensity of the message to which we are exposed. Kahneman. Regret is an emotion, and it is also a punishment that we administer to ourselves. The fear of regret is a factor in many of the decisions that people make. Regret is one of the counterfactual emotions that are triggered by the availability of alternatives to reality. Kahneman. Let's look up if the party went still right. Thanks for advice. It worked.
What advice?
About not sitting around feeling sorry for myself, to go and do something about it instead.
You mean my dad's advice?
Yes, you should try it.
Nah. What advice? Oh, you mean my dad's advice?
Class, what are the 4 parts of our magical school Golden Gear Code? Be nice. Be fair. Be respectful. Be your best. When I'm going to learn a magic spell already. I wish there were more magical boys here. I made one of the boys disappear. Did anybody find him? Maybe I'll find him later. Would you like to read the Majesty Chapter 3? Yes. The Majesty Chapter 3. Sea Stone was an underground cave deep below the ocean. It had air inside, but only Her Majesty could reach it because magical power was needed to breathe underwater. Knut was the head of the Sea Stone Council. He was voted overwhelmingly in the very first election 50 years ago. Each year the Majesty met at Sea Stone for a great feast unlike anything else in the world. The feast lasted for a whole week. There was singing and dancing, stories and poetry, and a giant bonfire, which was never extinguished. This year the feast was particularly merry. For the first time ever a Majesty was born. He was a tiny handsome rat named Draktarat. For some reason when Majesty had babies, they were just ordinary animals without any power. All the Majesty took the birth of Draktarat as a good omen. Even Lixelsior was pleased. He had been trying to have a Majesty cub for many years, but all his offsprings had been ordinary cubs that were now in the grave from old age, while he lived on, ageless. When the feast finally ended, an extra day late, Knut called the council to order. The inner council comprised of 9 members, 6 herbivores, 2 carnivores, and a scavenger. This arrangement enabled all of the different types of Majesty to be represented in equal proportion to their population. The other Majesty were assembled in a giant cavern around the inner council. There was some grumbling from certain Majesty, mostly from some herbivores leaded in the front. "Speak, if you will," Excelsior commanded. "Do not carry on with your endless grumbling." "All right then," said a large buffalo. "Some of us have been talking and we feel that there should be no more eating of meat." There was an immediate uproar. Many Majesties stood up and started yelling. Knut called for order. "This is a noble sentiment, but what then of our friends the carnivores and the scavengers?" "Friends indeed," said the buffalo sarcastically. "A friend does not eat you." Another uproar ensued, this time twice as loud. Excelsior stood and waited for silence. "Your herds are in record numbers." Sorry, were it not for us, you could grow larger still and eat all the vegetations in the world. Then you would all starve and die. Would you prefer that? "Record numbers," the buffalo said. "I don't know who among you did the counting, but I beg to differ." Sorry. "At the rate we are being eaten, we will be wiped out completely." Knut watched as the arguments heated up and spread among all the Majesty. A great sorrow befell him, and for the first time since losing his head, a hopelessness. "Order, please, order! These are serious charges and work must be done to ascertain if they are true or false. I want a census of all animals for the next 10 years. Until that time, I beg you put your disputes aside and remember that you are Majesty." Slowly the arguing stopped. At least there was silence. Herbivores, carnivores, scavengers, we are all here together on this earth, sometimes for better, sometimes for worse. We will speak more of this after the next feast. Good year to you. 10 years go by quickly for a young Majesty. Draktarat learned many things. As he got older, he noticed that many Majesties stared at him. Draktarat did not know that they both loved and hated him. They loved him because he was proof that they might someday have Majesty children of their own. They hated him because they were jealous. He was the only Majesty ever born, and so they wouldn't admit it. They also feared that his power might be far greater than they know. The feast at Seastone did not last a week like it usually did. This year the feast only lasted for 2 days. Only a few majesties sang and danced. They mostly sat around in groups and whispered to one another. Knut called the council to order. We will now hear from the Commission of Carnivores. Excelsior rose from the council. Fellow Majesty, I'm pleased to report that herds are in record numbers for the 10th straight years. As you can clearly see, the claim from some that herbivores are being wiped out is clearly unsubstantiated. There was applause from the carnivores, but loud whispers and grumblings from the herbivores. Knut rose back up. Thank you, Excelsiors. We will now hear from the Commission of Herbivores. There was silence in the council. Nobody had stood up. All the majesty looked around for the head of the Commission of Herbivores. His seat was empty. The large buffalo stood up. This is an outrage. Our commissioner is gone. Yes, I agreed completely. Excelsior said, obviously his findings agreed with ours, and he was ashamed to report it. Lies, the buffalo said. His report naturally said just the opposite, which is why you ate him. There were startled gasps from the council. In a second, all the majesty were up, yelling and pointing at each other. Knut concentrated and brought forth a powerful burst of magic in the form of a deafening explosion. The majesty was startled, but almost immediately started yelling again. Knut concentrated even harder or sent out an even more powerful burst of magic. The entire cave started to shake. This impressive feat had the desired effect. The majesty stopped yelling and sat down. I will remind you, Knut said in a booming voice, that we are majesty, civilized, with rules of law. I will not have chaos and mayhem within these sacred chambers. Yes, there are differences, and they will be settled to the dissatisfaction of all. We will accomplish nothing but screaming and stampeding. Now we will hear from the Commission of Scavengers. A large vulture spread its wings. Thankfully, we find no evidence of smaller herds. But regrettably, the carnivores have become too greedy. They leave us nothing to eat but bones. Excelsior laughed. You scavengers are too lazy. By the time you get to your meal, it has already been eaten. Stop your complaining and flap your wings a little earlier in the day if you want to eat. Knut rose quickly. Thank you, Vulturo. The council has spoken. Not all the council, the large buffalo said. Who has spoken for the herbivores? A legitimate question, Bison. Knut said. Is there anyone who will speak for the herbivores? The large buffalo stood up. As you know, the herbivores representative of the herd study is no present. Seemingly, he has disappeared into thin air, or he stared at Excelsior into a not-so-thin stomach. In any case, the herbivores are tired of being meals, first courses for carnivores and then leftovers for scavengers. We are tired of it, and we will have it no longer. From this day forward, let it be known that we herbivores will not be eaten. There was immediate uproar in the council chambers. Every majesty rose from their seat, this time yelling, stomping and growling louder than before. There were flashes of fangs and claws, hoofs and paws, all ready to fight. Knut sensed a war could break out at any time. He had already used up a lot of magic trying to keep order, but he would have to use even more now. He closed his eyes and emptied his mind of all things except one, to gather all of his remaining magic into one last effort to stop a war from happening. The entire cavern started to shake, but this time instead of stopping shortly, it shook louder and more violently. The vast ceiling cracked, sending pebbles flying through the air like rain. Water seeped through the smaller cracks and spurted through the larger ones, drenching everyone. This got the Majesty's attention. They stopped yelling and growling. They retracted their claws. They even sat down. Knut could barely stand. Fellow Majesty, I can see there is much more work to be done before there is reconciliation. I pledge, I promise, I swear to do everything in my power to make this happen. Return to your homes in peace and let another year pass before you come to a decision. For good or ill, there will be more commission, more fact-finding, mission to ensure that the truth be known to all. The Majesty were very angry, but the sound of Knut's wise words and the sight of his proud strength soothed him. End of chapter 3. Wow. These stories are actually really good written. People weigh losses about twice as much as gains. Loss aversion can make us turn down very favorable opportunities. He have emotional responses to trivial gains and losses, which makes no sense. Kahneman. Many unfortunate human situations unfold there when people who face very bad options take desperate gambles, accepting a high probability of making things worse in exchange for a small hope of avoiding a large loss. Risk-taking of this kind often turns manageable failures into disasters. The thought of accepting the large sure loss is too painful, and the hope of complete relief too enticing. To make the sensible decision that it is time to cut one's losses. Kahneman.
Corn! Yay!
Any chance we could.
Puny elf boy always bothered Jean. Try to steal Jean's food.
How rude. I was just going to ask if...
Jean eat corn, not puny elf. Jean fight monsters. Jean get corn fair and square.
Pains. I know I always seem to be apologizing for Jean's behavior, but you see, he did just beat a lot of monsters, and he is starving.
Corn?
No corn. Go beat monsters. Earn own corn.
With all the monsters we already beat, you would think someone would give us one lousy corn.
Jean mad. Puny elf and girl make Jean so angry. Go away. Leave Jean and corn alone.
Singing again. On the table lay the ribbon corn, converted by sweet Sydney forlorn. Beside the corn sat a man grown fat, who cared not if the last had been born.
Hey, song not funny.
I'm sorry. Jean, I know this looks really bad for Jean. Just trust me when I say if you're ever in a fight.
Oh yeah, we know. Gene's the right guy to have around. Well, when you're hungry, he sure is the wrong guy to have around.
That's actually totally true.
Jean's corn. Go away, hungry elf and girl.
He has really bad manners. I have given permission to teach Kal-El a special magic spell. I know you must get going, and it normally takes a long time to master such powerful magic. I have unique ability to transfer a magic spell instantly from my mind to another. However, I will then lose the ability to cast it myself. I wouldn't want us to take a magic spell from you. What would you be like stealing? I agree. I have never taken anything I have not earned. Yes, well, I don't want to lose the spell either. If you were to pay me 4,000 gold, I could take time off to relearn it. 4,000 gold. I'm horrible at negotiation. What if we get ripped off again? It's your choice to make. I have two powerful magic spells. If you don't want either of them, simply walk away. However, I am needed elsewhere very shortly, so this will be your only chance to decide. The first spell I am offering is Raise 2. It will restore fallen ally with a lot of their HP. It is the most powerful healing spell known to a human wizard. The second spell I'm offering is Nuclear. It is the most powerful destructive magic spell known to human wizards. I was able to learn the spell from a powerful elf wizard we captured. To my knowledge, there is only one other wizard who can cast it. Make a choice carefully, as this will be your only chance to decide. Sometimes in life you only get one chance for an opportunity. This is one of those times. Remember that either spell will cost 4,000 gold. Let's give me Raise. I can advise if you made the right choice. Only you will be able to know that in time. Farewell. Yay. That's actually useful. Let's make a save today for the first time. I'm able to look ahead into the far future, but only by a few minutes. Once you speak with the headmistress, you will not be able to go back into the magical school to explore. What would you like to do? I got everything, so let's go ahead. Confusing experience with the memory of it is a compelling cognitive illusion, and it is the substitution that makes us believe a past experience can be ruined. The experiencing self does not have a voice. The remembering self is sometimes wrong, but it is the one that keeps score and governs what we learn from living. And it is the one that makes decisions. What we learn from the past is to maximize the qualities of our future memories, not necessarily of our future experience. Kahneman. Decisions that do not produce the best possible experience and erroneous forecasts of future feelings, both are bad news for believers in the rationality of choice. Tastes and decisions are shaped by memories, and the memories can be wrong. The evidence presents a profound challenge to the idea that humans have consistent preferences and know how to maximize them. Kahneman. Let's go fight some monsters. My name is Aubrey. Pleased to meet you. And she will take on the lead. Prince Khalil, I was expecting you. Wait just a minute. Is that an elf with you? Yes, I have no time to explain. I must get the Artemis bow at once. The Artemis bow? We gave that to the king. But what? When we have wasted our time, we must go to my father's castle at once. No need to do that, son. Father, why are you here? My scouts told me you were headed this way, and there's only one reason I could think of, that you would come here for the Artemis bow. I have it with me. I know the elves want it. The Artemis bow is an ancient weapon we discovered in the Western Pyramid. It has a powerful magic spell weaved into it that makes it unusable to anyone unless they are a king. Undoubtedly, that is why the Elf King wants it for himself. What do you advise? In a moment, son. There is another reason I have come. I talked with the extraordinary child. The brave and courage girl who taught me a lesson that made me ashamed. Yes, Sydney, ever since we met, I have been wrestling with that what you said. Mainly, have I ever passed the tests of my own guardians? I was no longer able to sit in my castle while you were out there facing Niram. He is from our world, not yours. Sydney, I know you went to Softergill. I had hoped that perhaps you would have found the answer you seek there, but I know now that is not the case. The elves would not help you, and our magic is not powerful enough to find your dad. If he survived this battle with
But
Niram,
if we bring them the art thingy, they might use their magic to find him.
I'm sorry, Sydney, I truly am. We are at war with the elves, so of course I could not never give them the most powerful weapon we have. Before your dad went after you to fight Niram, he gave me something to give to you. He told me to give it to you if all hope was lost to find him. He told me it was the most precious thing in the entire world to him.
What is it?
His memory of loving you, he gave it to me in the form of a memory spell. You will be able to experience it as if it was actually happening.
Really? Can I try it now? I miss him so much.
Yes, close your eyes and stay still. Time to stuck, sweet Ian. She's so cute when she falls asleep. Sydney's favorite books. A whole shelf is dedicated to Goosebumps. Sydney's cute outfits. Mom's extensive shoe collection, Parche. Mom's clothes. Dad's books including a La Rochefoucauld's, Maxims, Nassims, Nicholas Taleb's The Black Swan, and Daniel Kahneman's Sinking Fast and Slow. Whew. Reading book. Time for bed, sweetie.
Dad, could you cuddle with me?
Of course.
Dad, what if I have another bad dream tonight?
Not worry. Don't worry, Biscuit the Guardian Dream Pup will watch over you.
Biscuit!
Pets Biscuit. Good night, sweetie. I love you. You're my best girl.
Night. Love you too. See you in the morning.
I remember all this, but after Dad left, I fell asleep. If the memory spell is over, how come I'm not back at the magic school?
Where am I? What is that thing? Dad, you're alive!
Sydney, I can sense you, but I can't see you. The king must have given you my memory
How
spell.
can we find you?
I'm being held captive by a nightmare. Tell the king. Tell him.
I feel like I'm falling.
The memory spell is fading. Don't come back alone. It's too dangerous. The nightmare senses you. If you come back... We were starting to worry about you. Were you just in Spirit World? Where there are any monsters? Are you okay? I was so worried. Nobody ever been in a memory spell that long. Sydney, you were gone much longer than expected. What happened?
I was in my house with my dad, and then somehow I went to this weird ward with purple crystals, and there was this giant ugly creature, and I saw my dad. He was in a nightmare. He said to tell the king.
A nightmare, of course. He's being held in the spirit world. No wonder we couldn't find him anywhere. That wasn't just an ordinary memory spell your father gave me. What powerful magic. I never suspected such a spell could even exist. The elves know of this magic, but only our most powerful wizards can use it. Getting to the spirit world will not be easy. We must pass through all 5 gates that separate our worlds. Your father's memory spell will lead us to the right place in the spirit world. Otherwise, we would never be able to find him, even if we passed all the gates. Your Majesty, Aubrey Caitlin can assist you. They are our finest teachers, and we're our best students. They are our most magical girls. Both are experienced in battle. Aubrey is an expert on the spirit world. I trained her myself. Thank you, headmistress. Don't thank me yet. If anything happens to Aubrey or Caitlin, I will never forgive you. Don't worry about us, headmistress. It's the nightmare you should be worried about. Right, we're back before you even know we're gone. Sydney, you stay here. It is far too dangerous in the spirit world for a child.
I want to go. I know where he is.
My job is to keep you safe, and the best way to do that is to keep you out of trouble. Listen to the king and stay here. Snowball, you stay with her. Really? I get to stay here with Sydney?
But
No more arguing. We leave now. This level shouldn't be too hard. It's pretty straightforward. We have to find the gate to the second level. It's in the middle of this maze. We will need to take magical transports to get there. They were designed by powerful wizards long ago. The gate is guarded by a big monster, right? We will have to fight it, right? No, Caitlin. There are no monsters on this level. Darn. Oh well. After I played it for a pretty long time, I guess that's it for today. So let's save the game and continue next time. So see you in the next video. Bye bye.